Hello, hello, good morning, and happy Friday. Welcome, everyone. I see we've already got some of our wonderful community members in the chat letting us know where they are, how the weather is. I love it. It's beautiful and sunny here in Chicago today. And I'm so grateful for the sun, even though it is officially October. All right, welcome. Let's see, who do we have? We have Vidros' Garden is here. Good morning. Hot Deals and Real Reviews. Good morning. Let's see here. Brienne's Reviews is here. Lynn Donahue is here. Vidros is saying hello from Houston. Oh, I bet that's nice and sunny over there. Lena's here. Clicks that create smiles. Chewy is here. Allie, good morning. Yes. Happy Friday. I know this has been a busy week over here. Hopefully it's been a busy and productive week for everyone over there as well. Oh no, Lori. Lori said, good morning. My Final Cut Pro deleted 6 hours worth of work, so I'm recovering in this live. Oh no. Technical issues are just, man, we rely so much on our technology. Yeah, speaking of that, I got some emails back saying that none of the links in my email this morning were clickable. So I'm working with the software that I use to figure out why, and we'll send it on over again, hopefully over the weekend once they fix it. Let's see here. We've got product reviews by Christina. That's Maria. Good morning from Boston. Oh, let's see here. Let's see. Anna Person is here. Good morning. Epic Value Data. Sunny and crisp in Maine today. Oh, I bet it's perfect weather in Maine. I love the fall weather. We're this close to it. We had it for a couple weeks and now it's like summer, but it'll be fall and then winter in no time, I'm sure. Let's see. Deborah's here. Good morning. Good morning. Deborah was one of our guests from the live stream last week. If you guys missed the live stream last week, you should definitely go check it out. We talked all about community and supporting each other and how important it is to have people around us that are not only doing what we're doing so we can learn from each other, but like rooting for us and helping each other and being positive and supportive. So it really does go a long way, especially when you're a creator working from home all the time by yourself, right? So make sure you guys check out the live stream from last week once this one is over. Let's see, Karen's Journey is here. Good morning. Hope you're all doing well. Lori, congratulations. Lori said it's my 1-year Amazon influencer anniversary today. Congratulations, Lori. 1 year. Amazing. This will be your second Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Q4, all the good stuff. I know. Pioneer Smokehouse's channel's here. Good morning. Monarch Morales is here. Hello from Texas. Nadia's here from Canada. Susan is here from Real Family Reviews. Good morning. Sarah's here from Tampa. Let's see. Yeah, I know. I really do think there is something about technology is like down. I don't know. Hopefully it's not Amazon, right? But yeah, if anybody got my email this morning and none of the links were clickable, I'm very sorry. I'm going to figure out a way to fix that and resend it because can't do anything about when the software company doesn't work properly. So that's frustrating, but we'll figure it out. Brandon is here. Good morning. And Mother Worries is here. Hello from North Alabama. Wonderful. Well, let's dive in because we have some news. We have some updates. And I want to start with, excuse me. I want to start with Q4, just kind of an overview. and then I want to go into not only some of the strategies, but I want to talk about the email that Amazon sent. It was 2 days ago now with some terms of service updates because there have been a lot of questions about that. And Amazon, sometimes their instructions are about as clear as mud. And so I want to talk about some of those new things that they're telling us that we can do, that we can't do, that they can do. So we will dive into that in just a few minutes here. And like I said, my emails apparently were not clickable. So this live stream is really Judy is here. Good morning. Good morning. Before we dive in, I just want to let everyone know because we are starting next week officially. I want to make sure that, again, since my emails were not working, they were not clickable. Again, sorry about that. We are starting our Q4 Earnings Accelerator Mastermind. Let me say that again. Q4 Earnings Accelerator Mastermind starting next week. And I'm very, very excited about it. It is a 10-week small group coaching mastermind where we're going to be talking about 10 different topics, right? 10 different topics from live streams to creator connections to partnering with brands. But also, I think one of the most important things we're going to be doing is we're going to be meeting every single week to talk about things like how we are talking about today. Because while we will still be doing these live streams over Q4, we won't be doing them every single week because there will be some other things going on. And so, yeah, if you really want to stay in the know, this is the best way to do that. Check out the Q4 Earnings Mastermind. There is a ton of stuff that goes along with that. And if y'all have any questions, I am happy to answer them. Let me just throw up. Let's see. What do we got here? Yes. So really quickly, this is, let me take that off so you guys can actually see. What's in the Q4 Accelerator Mastermind? This kind of outlines basically everything you're going to get. 10 weekly group coaching calls, 10 special topic trainings, and those are all listed on the sales page if you guys check that out. But we'll mostly be talking about strategies to earn in Q4, but really relating them back to the whole year. So it'll kickstart your earnings now, but you can also use them later, right? So you, of course, get lifetime access to the content, personalized support and feedback. Like I said, we'll be hanging out every single week. Whether you come live or watch the replay, you can submit questions. Everyone's going to get a lot of hand-holding and support. So I'm very excited about it. And of course, a private community. This is going to be a lot of fun, but we're also going to learn a lot. And the goal ultimately is to make a bunch of money, right? So, and just a quick reminder about the bonuses, and then we'll dive into some of our strategies. And of course, I want to talk about the new terms of service from Amazon. With the bonuses, we still have lots of bonuses available. Some have expired, but if you join by Sunday night, you will also get a special masterclass, the Crash Course to Creator Connections. That is a huge, huge, huge moneymaker. I know for me and a lot of other people, I know it's going to be a big moneymaker in Q4. You'll also get the social media planning calendar plus the one for next year. You'll also get your creator profile featured on a Friday live stream, which is what you're watching today. So that is also comes along with the mastermind here. That'll be during Q4. We'll feature your Amazon storefront and hopefully get you some sales from the community. Bonus number 4 is you're going to get something in the mail from me. So if you guys already joined the mastermind, just know that basically once you join, you'll get access to everything right away. But then on Monday, I'll be asking everyone's address so I can send you a fun little gift, all that good stuff. And then, of course, if you're not in Influence and Earn, the signature program already, you'll also get free access to that as long as you join by Sunday. So if anyone has any questions about that, I'm happy to answer them now. I can also answer them later on as we go through, because I want to make sure that we take lots of time to get through some of these term updates. Let me just, I'm not used to putting the pictures on here, so give me a second here. There we go. Wonderful. Yes, and so if you guys are interested, go ahead and check that out. All right, let's see. Yes, Coach Dom Costa said, no lie, Amazon, yes, is as clear as mud. Yeah, yeah. Chef Lauren's insightful product review says, hi, Kathleen, happy autumn. I know, I'm excited for the autumn. I guess I call it sweatshirt weather. So I love sweatshirt weather. Yes, Hot Deals and Real Review says there are so many bonuses. There are so many bonuses because I want to make sure you guys have everything to set you up for success. So, yes. Let's see. Judy said, I've been so busy making videos that I've missed it. That's okay. That's the best excuse to miss something is because you're just so busy making videos. I love it. Is the Q4 Mastermind included in the Influence and Earners at Extra? No, Judy, it is extra because it's going to be more of a small group coaching. Like we'll be meeting every week. And again, if you can't make one, you can always watch the replay and submit questions, but it'll be like your guide through Q4. We'll be talking about things like what we're talking about today, not only Q4 strategies, but we'll also be talking about like the new things that are going on, right? Amazon just sent out this email 2 days ago with these terms updates. And so I know there've been a lot of questions around that. And so I want to dive in and talk about that as well. Let's see. Olina said, I took some photos of the products that look very similar to the brand ones. Hopefully that is okay for us creators. Yeah, Olina, that's totally fine. I think the biggest thing that Amazon came out with in their new terms of service, let me throw that up there since we'll chat about that first here. I know there's a lot of questions, and then we can dive into some Q4 strategies, but well, first off, just quick reminder, next week is Amazon's Prime Big Deals Day. So again, I send a lot of information out in the email this morning as far as like some strategies that we can talk about. I'm happy to answer any questions if you guys want to throw them in the chat there. But this starts next week. It is the 7th and 8th for the US, and then it is the 7th through the 10th for Canada. It might actually be 7th, 8th, and 9th for US. They're just not advertising the 9th because I have some Amazon brands that I still manage. And so we were setting up some deals, and some of them were asking, do we want it to go through the 9th? So I don't know if we're going to be pushing things through the 9th, but we definitely have those couple days. So it is important to make sure that you are preparing, that you're preparing for Q4, but really this one is not as important. I want to say it's not as important, but it's a much smaller Prime Day. It's a much smaller kind of sales event than most other ones. So yeah, let me just, but there are some things you can do. And just kind of going back to my email from this morning, if you guys don't already have it, join the newsletter and you'll be able to get these. But like some of the strategies in there, like re-recording your top 10 to 20 converting products, right? Like this is a huge part of my strategy because I can go back and analyze my data and find what still works, right? What has been working for me, and then double down on that. So I'm making a second video or maybe a third video, and that's saying, after 6 months, here's my update. After 1 year, here are the things that I, wish I knew before I purchased it. So make sure that you guys check out that email for some good tips. Another thing too is, obviously record as much content as you can, make it strategic though, right? So that that you're not wasting your time, just, throwing up videos, not knowing if they're going to convert, but also if there are already sales on those products for Amazon, right? And then make sure you also refresh your storefront. What I did recently is I set up a like Prime Day top picks for 2025 or whatever. And Amazon actually does give you like a recommended kind of idea list to start with. So that's how I started. And it was super easy because there were a lot of things in there that I already had or that I already promoted. And then when I went to go publish it, I was able to schedule it so that it's not actually being published till I think it's like 3 a.m. on October 7th or something. So that's when it'll actually go live. Because just a quick reminder, we are not able to publicly promote the deals, right, until they are live when Amazon does these events. So yes, thank you. Maria said, everyone, please reminder to give a thumbs up for this video. Yes, if you guys find these live streams helpful, please feel free to give me a thumbs up. I know that helps with Amazon with YouTube and helping people discover it, or you can share it with somebody who may benefit from learning something on here. All right, so those are some of my top Q4 tips. Again, refer back to the email. I've sent out, things you can do for Prime Day now, things you can do during Prime Day, but also things that you can do after Prime Day to still have that Q4 momentum, right? And so some of those are focusing on the giftability angle for products. So when you are creating content, or maybe you're creating your second video for a product that's already working, how can you kind of spin it and angle it as a gift, right? People are going to be buying a lot of gifts in the next few months. And so if your content can kind of put the image in their mind of the giftability of the product you're talking about, I think that's going to help raise those conversion rates, right? Let's see. Another thing is, I have in here 80-20 your content. So double down on the top 20% of products that are driving 80% of your commissions, right? And I know for me, that is 100% true. 20% of my products drive 80% of my commissions. It's just a matter of figuring out what those 20% of products are. And you can do that through going back and searching through your data. There are third-party tools that you can use to help with identifying, your top performing products, your top performing videos. And you don't even need some of the tools in order to do that. But going back and looking at your stats is super, super important, especially from, this time last year, what was working well, and then what's also been working well all year for you, and how can you double down on that content, because it works, right? Your content works, and people are already buying. So, all right, let's go ahead and let's see. Am I seeing any questions? Let's see. I am wondering, with the new policy, if we can use the Canva images Amazon provides on our socials. Ooh, great question. I haven't used Canva. I haven't connected my Canva with Amazon. I'm just very cautious of connecting anything with my Amazon, but that is a great question. So let me put up the actual wording that they sent out here. So basically what they said was updated. Yes. So associates cannot use, I'm looking at the first bullet point here, associates cannot use any copyright material from third-party sellers without written authorization. So what that makes me think is that if Amazon is pulling content from Amazon and they're allowing you to use it in Canva, that sounds like an Amazon, not like an Amazon issue, but they're not going to necessarily take, if you get in trouble for it, they're not going to say the fault is ours. I would think that it would be okay because they would have vetted that, but also this is a new update. So will something change on October 15th as far as what resources and assets are available through Canva from Amazon? I don't know. I think you're probably fine to keep using the Canva images that Amazon provides to you. But we'll see in the next couple weeks. I think it's probably fine to keep doing that because I would imagine that they would update that on their end. But we shall see. That's a really, really great question. Sorry. Let's see. Judy, beautiful blessings, favorite find says in the Canva connection program, is it actually pulls the picture from the product page. It looks very much like the seller's pictures. Does that count against us if we've used that? Yeah, great question. I mean, I would say probably not, because it's been like sourced through, like Amazon is like allowing you to pull the images into Canva. But I don't know. Like I said, I wonder if that's going to change come October 15th when these changes go into effect, because I believe that was the day that they had cited on there. Yeah, program policy is effective October 15th, right? So I think it'll be really interesting to see if Canva does any updates and changes. But like as of right now, right, you're not going to get in trouble with them because the updates don't take effect until October 15th. But I think that's worth an inquiry, I would say, to Amazon, just to have it in writing, just in case they come back and say, oh no, now you can't be using that. Because I mean, it's very clear, right? And they were letting us use, especially when they came out with collages feature, they're letting us use that primary image from the seller. And so, again, it's a little gray because the bullet point states copyrighted material. And so someone asked this in the Facebook group, like, what is copyrighted material? How do I know that it's copyrighted if there isn't a copyright sign, next to it? And that's why I say these new terms are kind of as clear as mud, because things can be copyrighted without saying, without having that C for copyright, right? And so my general rule, just for myself, it's always been this way. And thankfully, I mean, the reason why, so here's my general rule. If I didn't create the content, I'm not posting it to Amazon. Social media is different, right? You don't necessarily have to have the product in hand to promote it on social media. The rules are different. But if I am uploading content directly to Amazon, shoppable content, videos, photos, my live streams, like any content I literally upload to Amazon.com is 100% my own. I'm not using anyone else's images. I'm certainly not using anyone else's videos. But that's just always been my rule, because like, we're creators. So why would I take somebody else's images or videos? I understand it's a nice little shortcut if you can do that and it's okay and you have permission. But that's just always been my rule as far as uploading content directly to Amazon, to avoid any of these kind of issues that may come up later. And I've also been working with Amazon for like 17 years now. So I know how they operate and I know how protective they are of certain things, which includes content. So I was actually very surprised when they started letting us use those primary images through the collages feature. But it's just the primary image, and there could be different rules about that as opposed to the rest of the content on Amazon. I don't exactly know the details on that, but here's the thing. Better safe than sorry, right? Again, I think you can be more liberal when it comes to social media, because you don't actually have to have the product in hand. You can recommend things without actually having it with you, right? So definitely different, but I think it's going to be worth it to see what happens after October 15th with programs like Canva that are pulling in some of that content directly from sellers. And we don't know what content is considered copyrighted. So I know there was a question about using content from the seller through Levanta. And so basically, if you have written permission from the brand, say you're working with them or you're doing they're sending you a sample or they're paying you for content, if you have an agreement with them, get it in writing, right? To say like, sure, yeah, you can use my primary image, or sure, yeah, you can use, this footage in your video. I think that will cover you. I think you'll still probably have to plead a case to Amazon if something goes wrong. But also at the end of the day, like, do you really think Amazon is going to crack down on all these things right away? No, because they never do and they can't. I just saw a shoppable video the other day that had intro music. I mean, the music was great, but I'm like, wait, I thought you couldn't have music in the videos. And that's not a new rule. That's been over a year now, right? But I found a video on there and I'm like, it was either really old or they got it through the approval, the AI bot approval process. And yeah, so I think the biggest thing is that if you use a content and somebody reports you, it could be bad, right? But if you have that written authorization from the brand saying, yeah, it's okay. We said she could use the primary image, within her video, then that would be fine. But, I think we'll have to see kind of what happens throughout the next couple weeks too. And what's Amazon going to do? They didn't come and shut down all the videos that had music when that came out, but I know they did a lot, right? They did a lot. So yeah, I think it's better to be safe than sorry, and just keep using your own content. Again, with social media, it's a little bit different, but as far as uploading the content directly to Amazon, it should only be yours. Don't be using anything that you even remotely see on the product listing page at all. Yeah. You can use the text, but make it in your own words. So, okay. Let's see here. Allie is here. Hi, Allie. Allie said, should I change or delete my Amazon storefront before I reapply to the AIP with a new TikTok. Yeah, I think so. Does anybody have any? I would say yes, because you want it to be totally separate, right? I know we talked about this. So you want it to be a different email, yeah, because you don't want, let me think about that. I would say yes, because it doesn't really, yeah, because you're in the AIP, but not approved for the on-site. I mean, I don't know. If anyone has any info. I'm just trying to think through both those scenarios. I would say probably yeah, go ahead and delete it, especially if I mean, I know you're all in. So I'm like, "Oh, is that a fallback to just use the brand store?" But no, you don't want that. So I think it's totally fine to delete all of that and just totally start fresh. Yeah, cuz you're going to want to apply, with a different email and all that good stuff to Amazon. So yeah, I think it's totally fine to delete all that. Let's see here. Oh, okay. Yes. Hot Deals and Real Review says they were pushing sounds, not music yesterday during the webinar. Yes. Yes. I know. I didn't catch the whole webinar, but, yeah, they were pushing sounds. Interesting. Sounds they're attention grabbing, right? And music is copyrighted. So yeah, don't use music, use sounds. I love that. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. Um, let's see. JFF West Coast Anna, Deborah from our last week's live stream said, I create collages on the Amazon integration and Canva all the time. Just make sure to remove the background. My understanding is this will create an image, non-copyright. Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense because why else would Amazon allow us again to pull in the primary image, whether you're using the Amazon integration in Canva or you're using the collages feature on Amazon, which is only available during or on your mobile. You can't find it when you're on desktop, but that makes sense to me, right? Because you're creating then your own image because you're creating a collage with all these different images. And I don't think Amazon can really say oh, this tiny, this piece of your image is copyrighted. No. So thank you. That's very, very smart advice. So that makes sense. You can take that primary image, but you have to make a collage. You can't necessarily just take the primary image and obviously you can't re-upload it to Amazon, right, as your own photo, but you also should not be using it as a still image within your video. Amazon has said, no, we're not allowed to make videos of just still images too. That's not really a video in their eyes. So yes. Let's see here. Maria says, in my YouTube videos that are also on my Amazon storefront, do I still need a deep link through Genius Link for the Levanta link? I hope this makes sense. No, you do not, Maria. So I confirmed with Allie that when Allie works for Levanta, we did a live stream a couple months back that was really informative. If you guys want to learn more about Levanta, I'll throw up my link just in case. But Levanta you do not have to deep link because their links are already deep links, is what they had told me. So if you are going to post your Levanta link to social media, to YouTube, whatever it may be, you do not have to take that extra step and go through Genius Link in order to create the link, unless you want to track clicks, unless you want to have more tracking there, then you can use that, but you don't have to. The purpose of the deep link still remains with Levanta because it is deep linked, and that means that when people click on that link, it's going to open up into their either Amazon app logged in or their desktop logged in, but it's going to keep your affiliate cookie so they don't have to re-log in, which then sometimes loses the affiliate cookie, meaning that you're not going to make any money. So you do not have to deep link. Yeah. Okay. Makes total sense. And if anyone wants to sign up for Levanta, that was my affiliate link, but I don't really get paid unless you guys make a bunch of money on Levanta, but the purpose of my affiliate link is to get you guys in because it is a pre-approved link. So if you apply with an email you've never used, you should be able to bypass that 10,000 follower requirement that they have in order to get in and start working with the brands that they have in there. So, okay. Oh, good. It is on desktop now. They fixed it. Great. I know. I'm bummed I missed the webinar from yesterday. I'm sure it had some good info. Yes, Alina said I would recommend creating new email for everything and delete that AIP account. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Alina, for confirming that. You might as well. I know Allie is working on her second round of getting approved and then trying to get that on-site, trying to get approved for that on-site commission. But Allie, we're gonna get you in. We're gonna make that happen, especially for Q4. Let's see here. Amazon Style Find says, are there times when we should deep link our Amazon storefront? Yeah, I would say just in general, probably yes, especially if you are promoting through, really anywhere. It just makes sure that it just makes sure that that you're getting credit for that your affiliate cookie remains intact. So I don't think you have to, but I do, just because if I'm linking to my storefront and the person isn't and they have to go log into Amazon, it's going to, like I said, break that affiliate connection. So yeah. I would, just to be safe. The other thing too, Amazon style things, is just one quick thing. I don't know how established your YouTube channel is, but I would recommend taking out Amazon from your title, because if they see it, they will shut your channel down. I know lots of people it's happened to, and just in general, they don't want you to use their name in. Can't have Amazon on your website. Can't have Amazon in your social media names, things like that. So I would change that sooner rather than later. Just a heads up. You don't have to, but you may run into issues later. Oh, good. Yes, Levanta is great. Hot Deals and Real Review said, I made both webinars yesterday, so I got your back. Wonderful. Yeah, is there anything else that we missed? Did they talk about terms? Yeah, I really wish I could have gone to that. But yeah, let me put that back up on here, because I think there are a couple other things that are definitely worth talking about here. One of the other ones, I think the rest of them are pretty self-explanatory. The first bullet point is obviously the one that we really need to make sure that we're adhering to. But I think, some of the other ones are so if you get paid through gift cards, there's a maximum amount. I don't recommend you get paid through gift cards. You should be making more money than you should be than spending on Amazon. Ideally, right? That's the goal. So maybe if that's not the case this month or next month, that should be your long-term goal. So why not set yourself up for that success, right? So don't get paid by gift cards anyway. Get that direct deposit. Even checks take a long time. So set yourself up with direct deposit if you haven't already. And then one other thing, if you look at the third bullet point here, updated our product exclusion policy to include that Amazon has the authority to determine which products are excluded from the associates program. That is pretty significant and pretty important, because basically Amazon is saying we can decide any products to be excluded from the associates program, meaning that they can just say, well, this product doesn't count, so you can't earn commission on it. And I feel like they've already been doing that. I don't really think that's new. I think they're just stating it in their terms of service to cover themselves legally so that they can do that, right? So, yeah, I don't know. Okay, let me go through. I want to get some of the highlights from the webinar. Okay. So Hot Deals and Real Reviews, thank you for joining and for letting us in on your knowledge. So the webinars were not on terms, but pushing vertical videos and 20 to 30 seconds in length. Yeah. That's interesting. It's interesting, but it's not, because usually right around this time, right around Q4 is when we start getting in the past. So anyone that's been in the program for 2, 3, 4 years, right around this time, we would usually get some sort of incentive. And was it last year that it was like the vertical 30-second shorts incentive, because they were trying to build up content for Inspire. I do think that, excuse me, vertical videos are fine for Amazon. I do horizontal for the most part because I repurpose them to YouTube. It works a lot better on YouTube. I don't really think that I don't really think that they convert less. I don't think horizontal videos like convert less than vertical videos, right? I think people watch and purchase from their desktop, people watch and purchase from their phone. And so it really just depends on, like, I don't know. I see both, and I purchase from both, right? But the reason why I always did horizontal, especially starting out, I'm like, I'm just going to do horizontal, is because that's what the brand videos were required to be from Amazon sellers. So why not just stick with the same format, especially when people are watching the brand video first and then they're going to watch your video. Like I said, I primarily do the horizontal, but if you are active on TikTok and Instagram and Facebook and all these other platforms that primarily utilize vertical videos, it's going to be more advantageous for you to create shoppable videos for Amazon that are vertical, so that you can then repurpose to your other channels in order to make that offsite commission too, right? So I hope that makes sense. So it's not a requirement that you pick one or the other, but it is very interesting and exciting that Amazon's been pushing the vertical videos. They've been doing that for a while. And 20 to 30 seconds in length, I mean, that tells me that you don't have to watch a video for 30 seconds in order to get credit. I didn't, that was never really explicitly stated. That was never 100% confirmed by Amazon that that was the case, right? But I do like that. I do like that they're giving us some direction. So thank you for sharing that. I very, very much appreciate that. I wonder if they have. I wonder if they have replays for that. Let's see here. Nadia said, I started looking into UGC. Lots of people use videos for both avenues to generate income. Yes. So a video they would create for a brand, they can upload to Amazon. Is that correct? Yes, definitely. If you're creating a video for a brand already, you can definitely upload that to Amazon, as long as you're not, breaking any of their rules, which, the biggest ones are like, don't talk about pricing or sales, right? Like, so the video has to be evergreen. You can't talk about pricing because pricing will fluctuate, especially over sales days. And we're going to see a lot of that over Q4. But yeah, that's totally fine. As long as the UGC video is like Amazon compliant, you're totally fine to go ahead and update that, or to upload that to Amazon. They do not mind. In fact, they encourage, especially very early on, like, oh, hey, you have videos on Instagram or TikTok talking about these products. Like, they very much encouraged us to just upload all that content to Amazon when there were not as many Amazon influencers in the program. So yes, you can definitely do that. No problem with that, because because it's your content, right? So. All right. Lori said, focusing on getting my Canadian storefront up and running. Yes. I have about 100 videos up there now. And I noticed I've received 3 clicks in 4 days. What is your Canada storefront experience? Yes. So I have a Canada storefront. Every time I see that they bring back shoppable videos, I start uploading. I get very motivated. Otherwise, I kind of just have been leaving it. I'll go in and upload, especially if I have high converting products or higher price products that are available on Amazon Canada. I'll make sure to upload those. But I haven't been super diligent with Canada or UK, really, because they don't have the on-site videos. They sometimes have them, and then they'll take them away, and then they'll bring them back. So I haven't spent a ton of time, because it hasn't really given me a big return on the time investment of uploading the videos. That's not to say that won't change in the future. And I still think it's smart, especially if you have the time to upload videos to the international marketplaces, because ideally they're going to start doing this too, right? And having on-site all the time, that would be amazing. But especially when they launch, hopefully if they launch Creator Connections in some of these international marketplaces. I think that will probably coincide with more reliable on-site video earnings as far as like Canada and UK goes. But yeah, my Canadian storefront needs some help, but I'm just so focused on the Amazon, like on the US, the on-site stuff. Like that's where on-site and creator connections, like those have always been my two biggest money makers. And so that's really where I'm going to be focused for through the end of the year. Yes. Did you watch the tax webinar with Claire yesterday? Go watch the replay. It was amazing. I learned a ton. I did not watch it, but I plan on watching the replay. Yes, yes. Oh, interesting. Yeah. Hot Deals and Real Review says they claim the horizontal have too much wasted blank space. No, totally. I mean, they're not wrong. They're not wrong at all. Like I said, they should talk to their sellers because that was it was a requirement. I have to check and see if it still is a requirement, but for many years, the requirement from sellers was that it had to be horizontal. Yeah. So it's interesting that they're changing a lot of that. Yeah. Chef Lauren said, I received an email from Levanta with an offer to link my creator connections to Levanta. Of course, I said yes, and they linked it for me. Can you explain the advantage of this? I'm a little confused. Yes. Yes, most definitely I can explain this. So Levanta will link your creator connections, but like that's about it, that you're not earning through creator connections through Levanta. It's mostly so that when you're partnering with brands on Levanta, you know that they have creator connections campaigns available so that you can then go opt in and then they can see, I mean, you can see your results, but they can also see your results in the Levanta reporting then once you connect your Amazon store ID in Levanta so that you can see the creator connections analytics. So that's the biggest benefit is really the reporting aspect of it because again, you can't get paid twice you can't get paid from Levanta and Creator Connections. You can't get paid from Levanta and Amazon or whatever it is. You can only get paid by one. You can only get paid by Levanta or Amazon. So I think the biggest benefit is to be able to see what you're earning on site through Levanta, through Creator Connections for that particular brand. That brand can see, and then maybe that helps you with your partnership. That's about it though. Like I said, you don't really have to do anything. It's not like paying you extra. Um, just be strategic about where you are using those links, right? Because if you use a Levanta link offsite Amazon, there are pros and cons, right? So you will have a 14-day affiliate cookie, meaning that you could earn for the next 14 days as opposed to 1 day, which is usually what Amazon's affiliate cookie is. But then the downside is that if somebody purchases through your Levanta link, you will earn that increased commission through Levanta, right? That's the upside. The downside is that if they decide to purchase other things, you will not get credit for like the full cart sales. And so it's hard to tell, right? We don't know if people are going to buy the one thing or if they're going to buy 5 things. So just take that into consideration. Somebody brought that up to me. I thought that was really good, taking that into consideration based on what you're promoting and where you're promoting that link. So yeah. Okay. Okay, no replays. You just have to join another webinar. Yeah, that's fine. The webinars from Amazon are always like 20 minutes long and they give us like some information. Some of it's good, some of it's not. So I didn't really make it a priority yesterday because I had other stuff going on. So I'll sign up for another one. Thank you. Yes, Pioneer Smokehouse's channel said I like both if I have time, vertical, short. Yes, pros and cons, 35 seconds. I like it. I know. I've been trying to do that myself. Just make the video shorter. Because I find if I stick to a script, they're way too long. Um, but if I just kind of wing it, then they're a lot shorter because I have to think on the spot about things to say. So yes. Let's see here. Oh, yes. Deborah said, for international uploads, my biggest reason for having the Oink extension makes cross-posting quick and easy. As far as I'm concerned, one of the best features. Yeah, I have heard that. I still need to try out Oink. But I've heard that and the creator connections are like the best the best things about it. So yeah, I mean, if Oink makes it like literally just a one click, do they just do like one click and then you can upload it to your international marketplaces? Because that would be awesome. Like that's definitely worth checking it out for sure. Let's see, here's a good question. Golden Years Empowerment with Gail says, if I do a video on a friend's product that I did not buy, can I upload that to my Amazon influencer storefront? Yes. So technically, yes, you do not have to actually purchase the product on Amazon. It just has to be available for sale on Amazon. It doesn't have to be in your order history or anything like that. I would just say to frame the video as though like you don't want to lie and say it's yours, right? You want to make sure your video is honest. But at the same time, you could say like, my friend purchased this thing from Amazon and I decided to try it out and here's what I think, right? So you can be very upfront and honest about that. But yeah, that's totally fine. You can upload friends' products to, if as long as it's your own content, of course, and you're creating that video. Early on, it was in my like second year of being in the Amazon influencer program. By year 2, I kind of started running out of things to record, and there wasn't, Creator Connections was not as big as it was, and I had never even heard of things like Levanta before. So what I did was I went and approached, I had a couple friends who were getting married and or having babies, and so what I would do is I would go and look on their Amazon like gift registry. Again, with baby or wedding, you can make an Amazon gift registry. And I would go and vet the products. One of my favorite examples was one of my girlfriends was having a baby. And so I went and I looked at everything she added for her baby shower. And I picked the top 20 products that I thought would pay me, that would be worth creating the video for and all that. So I called her up and I'm like, hey, can I come over, record these 20 videos? I'll throw you some money and let's see what happens. It was a win-win because it was a lot of the stuff that I had used with my baby. So I was very familiar with it. I also helped her set up a lot of the stuff that was still in boxes. So win-win, right? And I mean, this was almost 3 years ago now. I think it was 3 years ago now. And at least half of those videos still make me money. And some of those videos are some of the top watch videos from my YouTube channel as well. So you very much can do that. And the way that I kind of framed the videos was like, I use this for my babies and here are my favorite features. Or, like you can very much talk about your experience with the product, even though it's not your product necessarily. Just be honest with your content and, make sure that you're helping the customer through whatever you're saying. And I think that's totally fine. Yes. All right. Hopefully that's helpful. Yes. Usually Levanta is a higher payout than Creator Connections. Totally. And that's why for me, like, am I going to post Levanta link or am I going to post Amazon link through Genius link? It's really, for the most part, if I can post a Levanta link, I'm going to, because yes, the payout usually is higher. And with Levanta, as long as the brand is still associated with Levanta, the campaign kind of goes on forever. Like Creator Connections, they'll stop the campaign at a certain time. But what I've noticed, at least with the partner, with the brands I'm connected with on Levanta, that the campaign never stops, right? So I could be earning 20% for the next 5 years versus 25 or 30% with Creator Connections for the next 30 days. So yeah, definitely take that into consideration here. All right. Let me see here. Evilise Review says, I'm sorry, just got here. No worries. Thanks for joining. Better late than never. No worries at all. Quick question, is Influence and Earn included in the price of the Q4 Mastermind? Yes. Yes, it is. It is a bonus right now. So as long as you sign up for the Q4 Mastermind before Mondays, you have to sign up on by Sunday, you will get Influence and Earn lifetime access included as a bonus. Yeah, let me just find my, where is it? Yes. So these are all the bonuses that are included. Oh, let me just take off your chat here for just a moment. These are all the bonuses that are included in the Q4 Mastermind, which is separate from Influence and Earn. It is, but you will get lifetime access to influence and earn as a bonus, along with all these other bonuses. A masterclass, you get a social media planning calendar, you get your creator profile featured on livestream, which is what we're on, and then a special surprise gift in the mail. Again, this is for anybody that signs up by Sunday night. And let me just throw up the code here. And there's also a weekly, there's a weekly payment plan. So you don't necessarily have to pay in full to get all the bonuses. I just did a bonus call with somebody, our fast action people, anybody who signed up by I think it was like last Thursday or something, was gifted a 30-minute session with me. So I've been doing those, and those have been really fun and exciting. I'm very excited for all the people that are in the mastermind. But yes, there is like so much. There's so much that you get. I really do recommend that everyone goes and watches the last YouTube video that I just posted the other day. I'll put a quick link in here because it basically just goes over the kind of what all is included. Or you guys can just watch. Actually, this is probably an even better one to watch. If you guys want to watch the actual like masterclass that we did last week, I guess I don't have a link for it, but yeah, if you guys want to rewatch the masterclass, I know all those links went out in the email today, and apparently many people could not click on them. So I'm working with my software company to figure that out here. But yes, there's the info, lots of bonuses, and then we have, I don't think I have a picture of it. But the actual like what are we going to be doing here? Let me just show you guys really quickly, since we have about 5 quick minutes here. Hang on, where is my, sorry guys. There we go. This is what's all included. Or here's our course curriculum anyway. Ooh, that's an interesting, I don't know if, can you guys see that okay? It seems, hang on. Yeah, we'll just put that on here. So yes, here's the course curriculum. So you can kind of see what we're going to be focused on every week. Like goal setting, of course, very important. Content planning and creation, like we're going to talk about processes and how to work smarter, not harder. Creator connections is week 3. We'll really be diving into like the best strategies to find the right creator connections campaigns, along with making that money. Week 4 is brand deal outreach. And then, throughout all of these weeks, right, you guys can kind of read through that. But throughout all of these weeks, we're also going to be talking about like what's going on with Amazon that week. Like right now, we're talking about the terms of services update, right? And so this is going to be a really crucial part of the mastermind as far as like Q4 goes, because there's a lot going on. So yeah, let me see here. Yeah, so this is everything you get. You get the coaching calls, the 10 special topics that we just talked about. You get lifetime access, of course. We'll be meeting every week. There'll be replays. If you can't come to the live session or, to the coaching calls, you will be able to submit questions ahead of time. There's also going to be a private mastermind community so that you can ask questions, daily and network with the other people in the mastermind. I already talked about all these great bonuses, tons and tons of stuff. It is $14.97, but there is also a weekly payment plan, so you can do it for $197 a week too, just for the 10 weeks. So those are all your bonuses for joining today. Let me get back on the screen here. And okay, great. There I am. Okay. Yeah, if anyone's interested, I'll leave that up here for a second as we're wrapping up here. Great. You're welcome. Okay. Do you think Amazon is pushing vertical versus horizontal because of the brands to be able to have brand deals with creators, promote and featured on their social media? Yeah, I most definitely do. Most definitely. I think that well, I know that Amazon is rolling out a way to partner with brands through Creator Connections through Amazon in order to get paid upfront for your content, or like the licensing fees, right? I did go to that webinar. That was about a month ago. And I actually need to check and see if it's rolled out to me. But yeah, I do think you're right. I think a lot of the video that works really well online is vertical videos, right? I think horizontal is not necessarily the norm. Like I said, horizontal videos I see are really only useful for Amazon and YouTube, and Amazon is wanting more vertical videos. I definitely think because social media, I think it's a great point, Olina. The social media, so that they can, create that UGC, promote on their social media. It's going to be more likely that the brands are going to want to license the content if they can promote it elsewhere as well. So yeah, I think that's exactly probably why they're doing it, because ultimately they want to put as much of the financial burden on the sellers as possible, but they also want to keep paying the influencers. But they don't want to pay the influencers, they want the sellers to pay the influencers. And so that's kind of how Creator Connections really works now. Amazon hasn't had to pay as much out, I think, because of Creator Connections. But yeah, I think that's a great point, Olina, for sure. Okay, what else? Well, we have about 2 more minutes here. So if I can do like one more question and then I got to hop off. But if anyone is interested, like I said, feel free to check out some of the details on the Q4 Earnings Mastermind. Very excited. We get started next week. And of course, it includes Influence and Earn as well. So there's a lot of people on here like, Mastermind, I can't do that. But Influence and Earn is going to be super crucial if you don't already have access to it for Q4. Check it out here. This is also on sale. It's usually $9.97 or a subscription model, so we're just doing $4.97 for lifetime access. Now you get access forever. We have a private community there. We have monthly Q&A calls. We have content updates every month. We just uploaded a new like TikTok kind of guide to help you get accepted into the influencer program with TikTok. And so, and we've updated the Creator Connections Masterclass, all that good stuff. So check that out if you're interested and you're like, I don't know if the mastermind is for me. That could be a good option for you as well. Let's see. Allie said, should I do my new 3 videos to apply to the AIP in horizontal again or vertical now? Ooh, good question, Allie. I don't know. Maybe vertical, especially if that's what Amazon is wanting. Like, it's kind of like give them what they want for the first 3, and then you can, do whatever you. No, you can't do whatever you want after that, but you can be more liberal with what you decide to do after that. Allie, I think that's a great call out. I would say, yeah, like why not? Why not try to do the vertical, especially if that's what they're pushing? And I'm going to go find the sign up link so that I can watch the next webinar that Amazon does. Yeah, they usually do them like every other week or so. So I think that's a great idea. Yeah, why not? Why not? All right, everyone. We have reached the top of the hour. Thank you, everyone, for joining live. We will be back here next week talking about any more updates that happen with Amazon, or, potentially some more Q4 strategies. We'll also be talking about the Fall Prime Day and how that went for everyone, because that is next week. So keep creating that content, keep uploading. And if anyone has any questions about the mastermind or Influence and Earn while it's on sale, we're not going to have it on sale for very long. The mastermind is going to close after it starts, and then the and Influence and Earn is also on sale just while the mastermind is open. Then that price will go back up too. So I'm really promoting this now because once we start the mastermind, I'm going to be focused on content. I'm going to be focused on helping people in the mastermind and Influence and Earn. Like those are going to be my primary focuses through the end of Q4. And so, if you guys are interested, definitely check it out, or feel free to email me if you have questions. And hopefully I'll get to see some of you guys in there. And if not, we will be back next week. I believe, but we're taking a couple Fridays off in October for some other things going on. So if you want to stay connected weekly, join the mastermind. But we will be back next week. So hopefully I'll see you guys all then. Have a great rest of your Friday and a wonderful weekend. And yeah, we'll talk.